listening to AchieveRadio.com. A new drummer for a new awakening.
Hello, how are you today? Today we are enjoying Achieve Radio with Adrienne Austin and the Brass Ovary Radio Show. And we're having a little bit of repeat music for me here, and I believe that may be on my end. So Adrienne, are you there?
I am here, honey. I'm just waiting to see us.
I know. What's going on?
Well, let's see. I'm sitting here surrounded by soaps and going, oh, I want to eat these soaps, and surrounded by, well, not quite surrounded by, but I've got a big pile of clams to cook and eat.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's going to be a fun evening, and I'm looking forward to the show and tap dancing for you. In the meditation.
Yes. I have, for some reason, hearing myself on the show here. And
oh, you're like an echo?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
So
on my end, you're perfect.
Well, I'm just wondering if maybe the show is okay. So anyway,
hi.
Adrienne, go ahead and tell me how do you go about making soap?
Oh, well, I'm going to make it a short process for you, because the hard way is mixing your lye and your fat. It's really a very basic process. It's what you do with it afterward that is the fun stuff for me. I mean, although it's a miracle, because the art of saponification, or the act of saponification, which is what happens when a lye hits, an acid hits an alkali, or an alkali hits a fat, it turns into soap. It becomes something totally different. It's neither lye nor fat. It's a miracle of soap. So once you have the soap, you can do all kinds of fun stuff with it. And what I do with it is I chop it up. I melt it down. I mix it with different, sometimes different colorings, fragrances, essential oils. And then, while it's still hot, I pour it into molds. So I've got
awesome.
I've got some awesome stuff. I've did 2-color and 3-color soaps. And I just love it. I love it. My favorite's my goat milk soap. I use that on my skin all the time. And my 82-year-old mother loves the goat milk with cucumbers, so I make that for her all the time. And I'm so glad I happened across this. I never thought I was going to start another industry, on my own at this age. But
well, you have gone from sci-fi author to soap maker to what else? Now you're going into
like you. like you, a singer and songwriter, entertainer.
Yep,
We did that in the day.
that's
And
right.
you're a writer.
That's right. And a writer of many in my head that still have not been published.
Oh, well, yeah, I know, me too. If there was time to write everything that we wanted to write about, we wouldn't be able to do anything else, including cook our own meals. And then our
I
husbands would be
know
very
it.
distressed. So,
So, where you are living on the east now, right?
yeah,
Tell
we moved up to the East
you.
Coast. We're in Rhode Island, the country's smallest state. So we went from California to North Carolina, now up to tiny Rhode Island, and we love it. We really love it here. So this might be our last state. I don't know. I still want to see more of the country, and
And didn't your husband today actually go clam digging?
he did the second time. This time a different location. He brought back a 5-gallon bucket full of morsels, delicacies from the sea, and all free except for the price of spending hours and hours digging those suckers out of the sand. So he had a great time, though, got to swim in the ocean, earned his blisters, and then we'll make sure he's well fed and later on massaged because he busted his butt getting dinner. So,
Oh,
yeah,
wow.
but it's so cool to
I
be able
can't.
to do that.
So, how far away from the ocean do you live?
Oh, at worst, 45 minutes. It's such a tiny state. There's the bays. There's all kinds of inlets, lots of little beaches. To be able to have access to beaches like this for free or really for very little money is amazing. After living in California, where you'd have to make a reservation to spend time on the beach because everybody wants to be there and they don't want the beaches messed up. Here, not a problem. There's just so much of it. We've got lots and lots of shoreline. Of course, as the oceans rise, that may become a problem. But we're kind of inland. But we still have seagulls landing at the local Stop and Shop.
Oh, wow. I see those little those little YouTubes of seagulls going into the shops and taking things. And
Yes, they are so smart.
yeah, yeah. I just think it would be awesome to be able to, as you know, a prairie girl, I can't even imagine living that close to the ocean, and I'm afraid that I would be, I don't know, I just can't imagine.
Well, you've got to
In
come
fact,
and
I don't.
visit and try.
Yeah, well, yeah. I just think
Yeah.
I've been barefoot in the ocean before. I've enjoyed the feeling of waves against me, but
Ah,
I've
yeah.
never really gotten close to a lighthouse, and I've never really gotten close to, a surf. The tide. What do you call it? The
Oh, yeah.
tide.
Well, the tidal
Yeah.
pools, and well, I have to say that I love the California beaches. They're totally different from the ones on the East Coast. They're not as rocky. I mean, they've got big rocks. Don't get me wrong, but it's just not
Uh-huh.
the same kind of dirt, not the same kind of sand. We've got a lot of granite
Uh-huh.
here. And it's just different kind of land. So the beaches on the south coast, on the west coast, are totally different. But I really love them. I would say that going up the California coast along PCH1, Pacific Coast Highway 1, is a dream trip. It's just awesome. And checking out those beaches, it's like paradise. But here, it's easier to access. They're rockier, but they're also they're mighty. I don't know how to put it. It just has a more powerful feeling where like California is like laid back surfing dude kind of water. Although they've got their
Yeah.
heavy duty waves for the real surfers. Here they've got surfing too, but here I don't know. It's like rugged. The whole ocean, it just seems more rocky and rugged. When you think of the old whaling stories and stuff, I mean, because these were all whaling towns.
Right.
It just brings you back like you're reading a book. Let's look at that water. It's like black water and blue water. It's just a different kind of a thing.
Well,
I don't really know how to. I'm not like a total beach person. I don't like to really sit in the sun. Sun bleaches me and saps me of energy, so I don't spend much time in it. But you need to visit us, and we'll take you to some awesome beaches.
Oh, I think that would be awesome. The difference when you're a prairie girl, and the difference between going to, like, let's say the Pacific Coast, where my son lives in Oregon.
Oh, yeah.
And then seeing the waves. And when you go out, it's like you wear a winter coat and it's just so cold. And so where you're at, it must be very warm and opposite, huh?
It is right now. Right now it's terribly hot and terribly humid, and the best place to be is down by the water where you can get a good breeze coming in. But we're not doing too bad right now. A little breeze is picked up coming through the back door. With it, probably the damn mosquitoes. But hey, what can we do? I'm already on the prednisone, so go ahead, bite me. You can't get anywhere with me today.
I just want to remind everybody that today, if you want to call into the show, it's 602-666-6027. That's 602-666-6027. And those of you that are on Facebook can watch live, as Adrienne and I started out a long time ago as the Brass Ovary Psychic Radio Show with... what is that station? I forget. It's
Blog Talk Radio.
Blog Talk Radio. It's been so long.
I know, but we were there for 3 years. 3 years.
We were, and that seems so strange to think that. I can't even imagine that was so long ago. But how do you feel that how has life expanded for you as a rainbow crone today? What do you feel that you know different than you did at that time?
Well, I would say that it's been long enough for me to go from 50 to 60. So, I mean, in age, not miles. So an hour.
Mm-hmm. Right.
I would say that I've been giving more thought to mortality, and I'm looking at young people differently. For a long time you go and you're getting older physically, and you look in the mirror and you see things changing, and you get all kinds of attitudes that you've got to adjust after seeing your ass drop, your boobs fall. Shut up. The year my ass dropped was just terrible for me. Got my first wrinkles in my eyes, not the laugh lines, but the heavy creases, and I was looking at myself and going, shit. This sucks. This is getting older, and I decided, okay, I really need to adjust my attitude, because after all, we all have to do this. If we're lucky enough to get the time, then we're going to age. And at first, when my ass first fell, I realized that I was starting to feel jealous of those young girls with the nice apple butts, because I used to have a nice apple butt. Now it's a pancake, almost. And, it's like, that's very disillusioning to get older and then lose your butt. So I didn't have much, weight there to begin with. I didn't want to lose it. So then something happened, and I realized, everybody gets their turn. Everybody gets their turn. If you're lucky enough, you get to be young. And I had my turn at being that young, and being able to wear the mini skirts and the fishnet stockings. And I realized all the jealousy was finally gone. And I'm glad to say it didn't last very long. But I saw somebody at the laundromat yesterday, probably 30 years old, about my height, adorable figure, wearing these little sequin black hot pants. And her mother was there, and her mother hated them. But this wasn't like a little kid. She was an adult. But I looked at her and I said, I love your pants, your shorts. And she said, oh, I'm so glad. My mother hates them. She calls them my sparkly diaper. and I said, well, she's your mother, and that's a different thing. But I am going to say, as a human being, I think you're beautiful. And while you have it, flaunt it, because it doesn't last. So enjoy your body while you've got it. And I think that would be the biggest lesson that I've gotten. and looking back and say, okay, maybe I cannot do what I used to, and maybe I can't go back and try things that, like I'm not going to go skydiving, for example. My back is a little too fragile to risk a bad fall. But I decided to empower myself to say yes to other things. And on my 60th birthday, I made a decision to get tap shoes. And I started teaching myself how to tap dance. And seriously, I'm not looking to be an expert.
And I think that's awesome.
I love it. I love making a sound. When I'm making soap, I put my tap dancing shoes on. And I've only got 3 square feet to tap dance in, but that's what I do. I dance around. I practice my steps, not when I'm chopping, of course. Too risky with a knife in your hand. But I'm having such a blast, and I realize, you know what? I might get my butt to rise a little bit because this extra exercise is killing me. But it's great. I love it. So, I never realized that how hard it is to lift a foot off the floor and then do a hop where both feet are actually off the floor just for a split second. I discovered that is a lot harder than it looks. We see all these Irish dancers all over the place, like river dance and all that.
Oh, yeah. I admire those people so much.
Yeah, because the first time you actually try to imitate them really, to do one of those steps, just a basic step that they do, one right after another, I was out of breath in 3 steps. It's like, oh, wow, this is hard work. So if anything is going to exercise that butt, that's going to do it. But it's not going to be a get down and do a particular exercise so many reps anymore. It's going to be what comes naturally, just doing the exercise that I'm enjoying. So,
well, that's what it's all about. I think is if you're going to exercise, do it the way you love it. For me, I would say, as being a rainbow crone, the thing that I'm relishing is that I'm just at the point where I don't give a crap what other people think. Oh, and yes. I think that's basically where I have worried all my life about that. And I would say for anyone that is hitting 50 or over and are, and because we have to remember that as wise women, we are now at the point where the tribal leaders of so many people in the old days were the older people. We are them now. But also it gives me the excuse to say what I want to say without feeling badly about it. Like the time I went to the eye doctor, and I wanted to try on 15 pairs of glasses and took selfies of myself in front of everybody in my glasses. And I thought, I told the lady, I said, I appreciate you, hon. I really do. But guess what? I don't want you telling me how you think I look, because I want to tell myself how I look.
That was a great idea.
I brought out my selfie camera, and I just took shots, and people were just looking at me like, oh, God. And I thought, I would have never done this years ago.
I'm doing that next time. That's a brilliant idea.
Why didn't I think of that before? You have to have guts. You have to have guts to do it, because you have to be at the point and say, what's more important to me? To comply with a helper so that I can make her feel useful, or to risk looking like an egotistical little bitch with my selfies who's saying, and they're going, wow, she's got to be too old to be worrying about that stuff. Nah, you never worry. Never stop worrying.
No, we want to look our best.
Right.
I mean, it's not like being vain to a point that's unhealthy. I think that it's healthy to want to look at least reasonably good. As a matter of fact, this is another thing I decided to, just like you, We don't have to worry about what people say. And actually, we never did. But yes, because we have worked with the public, we've always had to, or felt that we needed to maintain a certain persona, a certain look. You know, it's like wearing a suit to a business meeting. We've always grown up with that. We've always carried that out. And I decided this week that I am cutting my hair about 6 or 7 inches, and I'm going to do neon blue and violet. It'll be temporary. I just decided, you know, I used to look very good in blue hair. I really did, in sky blue hair. And it was a very bizarre thing because I did it for Halloween, and then I found out that a lot of guys really got turned on by it for some weird reason. So I occasionally did myself blue.
It, so you might as well, right?
Well, now I've got the white hair. You know, I don't have to cover up brown hair to make it blue. It'll hold the blue. And so instead of just being a blue-haired old lady, I'm going to be a neon blue old-haired lady. Or hair old lady. Blue hair. Yeah, you know what I mean.
I'm going to be clutching on to my long hair until the day I die. You're not taking it from me.
I know. And your hair, but your hair is awesome. And my hair, as it's getting this to this length, starts to get wispy. So it's like, you know, it's a good health thing for me to just have it trimmed, do a little styling. It grows back so fast. I'm lucky that way. But
I totally understand
now, you know, at the age.
Yeah, I totally understand. Well, you know, I'm going to say that we have a lady named Michelle, and she's from New York. And again, it's a quiet day, but I want to again invite everybody to please join Adrienne and I. We have Mina from New York who says, "Hi, Adrienne and Anne-Marie. Can I please have an organic reading?" And we have Rika from New York, and we have Leslie. I'm not sure. We have a lot. Washington. Okay, that's Brenda and Susan. I'm just getting the same time, which is 10:39. Okay, all right. Okay, so let's go with Michelle from New York. Hi, Michelle. What can Adrienne and I do for you? Adrienne or Michelle?
I can't hear.
Michelle? Hello? All right, Michelle, we're here for you in case you get back here. Mina from New York, how are you?
What's going on?
Okay, well, I guess we're just, okay, are all these people in the... Okay, let's go. These are people inside the room here. So we're going to go with Mina. And she says, "Hi, Adrienne and Anne-Marie. Can I please have an organic reading?"
Sure.
So, Mina, we sure will give you one. And anybody else, please understand that we love to have callers. And the number to call in is 602-666-6027. So, what do you have on Mina?
Nina, I see a person here that is holding themselves back from enjoying, well, I want to say enjoying the obvious, enjoying your life, enjoying aspects of your life that you can enjoy. You, my dear, need to dare to be happy. I don't know. I can't see on the screen. Annie, I don't know if both of us are on the screen right now or not. But if you can see this, the card is Dare to Be Happy from The Answer is Simple by Sonia Choquette. And this is to remind yourself that it is only the ego that keeps us isolated, lonely, and afraid. The ego makes us feel like if we dare to be happy, if we dare to show the world that we're enjoying something, then God or somebody else in the world is going to snatch it from us. And that is the illusion the ego keeps us in stasis with. If you can just let the ego relax and try to feel around with your spirit, your heart, you'll know that it's really safe to be happy. And if other people cannot handle you being happy, that's their problem. And it's not your problem. You need to allow yourself to enjoy the good things in life. Even if they're just a minute long, enjoy that. That's my side.
Yeah, and you know what? Mine goes fairly closely to that. It says that at times Mina feels as if she is, well, first of all, I believe there's somebody in Mina's life that she truly wants to get close to, but there's a feeling that she's waiting for this person to be the one to reach out instead of the one that is, it's almost like there's this conflict, this inner conflict going on within her. She's too shy to be able to be too aggressive, and at the same time she feels flustered when she tries to be aggressive and then finds that people don't give her the reaction that she wants. Then what happens is that she begins to feel very insecure, and it shows at this particular time Mina seems to feel as if her romantic life or her home life has been a little bit upside down. And it shows that she's selfless. She'll do anything for anybody. But I think the problem is that maybe what she needs to do is chill out a little bit, because I feel that something has hurt her a long time ago, perhaps phased her into believing that she is not good enough. And at the same time, those insecurities, those feelings of inadequacy are projecting to the universe, and what she's getting is more of it.
Yeah,
so I would say to Mina, whatever you do, try to have what I call take your bitch pill, and understand that if you don't kick ass out there, girlfriend, then no one else is going to kick ass for you. So you've got to take some steps out there and be a big girl and pull up your big girl panties, as they say, and just try to get out there more. That's what I see. So yes, along with you. Okay, we're going to take Renee from Pennsylvania. Hello, Renee. How are you? And what question do you have?
Hello, Anne-Marie. Hello, Adrienne.
Hello, Renee.
Sounds good.
Good.
Yes. I'm going to have a lot of fun because next month's my birthday. But what do you see in the latter part?
Yay!
Yeah. And thank you so much. But I'm thinking about maybe the latter part of the year, beginning of the year, with that career. What do you see there?
Annie, take it away first.
Okay, so the question one more time again is, Renee.
Okay.
Simplified.
Coming up. Yes, careers coming up. I'm going to do a lot of things, so what do you pick up?
Could I have the name of your career, sweetheart?
Mixing things, maybe fashion.
Okay, so you're a creative. You're a creative, and you're wondering how the year coming up is going to be for your creative endeavors in your career.
Yeah.
Is that correct? All right. Thank you, Renee. So looking at your creative endeavors within 2014, and what comes up, Renee, shows I think it should go beautifully, but it says do follow your intuition. The reason I say that is because I'm going to ask you this very, very bluntly, okay? And I don't mean to say it in any way that is harmful. You know, they say sometimes the only thing that is worse for us is when we hang on to talents and gifts of the past that were working for us, but they aren't necessarily working for us now. And your reading says that there's been some redesigning in your life and in the way you think. And your reading says that you might want to investigate a new direction for your creative outlets. I believe that you'll find that things open up dramatically. I'm showing 9, and 9 could be September. Or no, that would be, no. No.
Yeah,
September.
Anyway,
right.
September.
Right.
And so all I'm saying is if there's anything that you can think of to take a class on, to spark something, or some training that could spark something that you're already interested in, but shoot you into a fresher direction, kind of like this YouTube, radio, TV stuff. You know, you have to keep on top of the curve. So what I'm shown is, yes, things look good as long as you freshen along the way.
Okay, I'm going to go along with that. I'm going to say, first of all, honey, I want you to think about which career direction is going to help you have it more fun. All right, we work at least 40 hours a week at another job to make a living, and if we're our own bosses, Annie, we know we're going to work double that, because when you're your own boss, you have to. And
right.
Therefore, you should have some fun. You need to find the fun aspects, because having fun is not just about your birthday, it's about your life. You are living your work. Now, one of the things that I wonder about is, are you overwhelming yourself? Are you trying to take on too many different things? The reason I ask that is because in another deck you got the card of the cave, which is sanctuary. I see it's reversed on here. Anyway, it says sanctuary, and it's about retreating to your woman cave, whatever that might be, to rejuvenate yourself and also to heal and sort through things. Another thing, once you decide on what you want to do, and make sure that there's an element of fun in this for you. Whether you're a boss or an employee for somebody else, doesn't matter. You need to have some fun involved with this job, or you're not going to continue with it. You won't have the energy and the enthusiasm. You need to do some visualizations. And I'm going to say, like Annie said, don't visualize what you used to do. You are a creative, you are a creator. You're here to create, so you're on path. It doesn't matter what means you use to create or how you create. As long as you are creating, you are on path. So what you need to do is sit down and walk yourself through. If you've got 2 or 3 different things you're thinking of investing your energy in, then you need to walk through them in your head, see how you feel, react to each isolated scenario that you walk yourself through. Don't let yourself overwhelm yourself by thinking of 3 things all at once. If, let's say, you're a butcher, baker, and a candlestick maker, you should have a fantasy, a brief daydream, as it were, about each one of those separately, and see what your emotional response is to them. The one that you get the most powerful, positive emotional response will be something that is fresher, maybe something that's taken from the wisdom and experience of the past, of course, but brought into the future, so you can do something a little different. And as Annie also pointed out, is you always have to stay ahead of the curve, whether it's fashion, broadcasting, creating a soap, whatever you're doing, you need to always look for some new way of expressing yourself. But the number one message I get for you when it comes to deciding where you're putting your energy is be guided by have fun. Life should be a carnival in a good way at least half the time.
And I would add to that I do see, I don't know who this is, but it shows a important a boss or male in the future that will be sponsoring you or backing you on a plan, especially during a time that you feel that you're sick of your own area and that you'd like to get out of there. So there's a sense that with change and with some of this moving on from old stuff that isn't working, you may find that there's also a change of residence or change of area that would be so much better for you.
That is very true. I'm still waiting, but I haven't met that man yet. But he'll come very soon.
Oh, yeah.
Probably
Right
next
now
year.
you do need to be patient, but that is not as much of an issue, because when you're busy doing what you love, then you glow. And when you are glowing, you're attracting. And when you're attracting, you're going to attract, if you stay on top of it, mentally, you're going to attract more of the types that you want to attract, not just everybody in general. So stay positive, stay up, and remember that smile.
Yay!
Oh, I do that a lot. Thank you. You're just confirming a lot of things because I feel like it's going to happen soon. I don't know who this man is, but I've been thinking that there was a man coming.
He is.
Well, we only do one. We have one question for each person, honey. But if you want to come for a reading after the show, do go to Adrienne. Adrienne, where can she reach you?
You can email me on the send me a message on the Celestial Tea Room page or the Adrienne Austin page on Facebook. That's probably the fastest way. Or you can email me at celestialtearoom@gmail.com. Celestial Tea Room, all one word.
All right. Thank you so much, Renee.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
All right. I'm going to go back to, okay, we have some questions I want to go back and forth. We have Jen from Maine, and she says, "Hi, Ann. Hi, Adrienne. Organic reading, please. Storm here, so don't want to be on the phone. Love and hugs." This is from Jen from Maine. So why don't you go first?
Okay. Let me just shuffle. I think I'm going to go with the Trust Your Vibes deck for your reading, honey. Interesting. Okay.
Whoa.
There's a couple of things here. Number one, talk shop. Now, I don't know if you're able to see these or not, but I do see that the thing is reversed. It says talk shop. The image is of people talking together and their ideas blending together to come to solutions and come up with some new creative ideas. If you have a hobby or a desire to express yourself creatively, you need to talk to people that are into the same thing as you are, which sounds obvious. It isn't always obvious to people. There are times we just need other human beings, honey. You got to get out there and talk to people for inspiration, share your ideas, inspire them, get all fired up, and then do something. And now, that being said, I got the second card, which is saying, it's not personal, darling. The not personal means you can drop the sword, you can drop the shield. It's okay. Sometimes when people just have problems or they're in their own head and they can react or respond to you, an idea that you have, and they may sound like they're pissing on your dreams. Well, ignore that because it's not personal. A person can, this is saying, look, you're going to bump into somebody who's having a really crappy day and they're going to take it out on you. But you can't take it to heart because it's really not about you. So if that should be happening right now, near, I'm only talking very near future, like the next several days to a week, don't stop expressing yourself. Don't stop sharing your ideas just because you run into a jerk or someone who's having a bad day. Don't take it and internalize their comment or their ideas, because if you don't agree with it, you just run with your own idea and talk to a different person, someone who's going to be a little bit more on your page. And this is applying I'm not talking about love life or personal relationships. This would be work, business relationships, new projects, things like that.
And I'll add to that. I'll add to that that most of all, Jen, make sure that you don't find yourself making a lot of plans and then canceling them out because you invested so much into the daydream and the fantasy of them that it almost feels like you did them. And then find that you should have taken those steps to just get a fire under your butt and do them while you've got the passion. Yep. Because I tell you what, the longer you put it off and the more that you find yourself saying, geez, I should do this, and man, I need to do that, and boy, I should go there, and you don't do it, then it just kind of drifts away. So
and someone else does it.
and someone else does it, or it's another lost year where you didn't see a good friend, or your parent dies, or somebody that something you truly wanted to do that maybe would have just needed 9 more months of education, but you didn't do it because you didn't want to waste 9 months, and then the 9 months are gone and you're going, well, shit, I should have done it. Right? So, Jen, don't be that person. Go for it. Get a fire under your butt. Take action on your dreams. That's what I have.
Yep. Talk shop with people. It's all right.
Okay. We're going to go with Debbie from Pennsylvania. Hey, Debbie.
Hi, Debbie.
Hi, how you doing?
Good.
How are you?
Can you hear me okay?
Yes, we can.
Okay. All is well. How are you today?
Doing great. What's going on with you, Debbie?
Good. I don't know. I'm just down. I don't know. I'm just getting bored, frustrated, just confused. I don't know what's going on with me. I'm getting irritated, and each day I call my cousin today, and she says, "Don't let nobody steal your joy." I said, "I'm not." I said, "But they better hurry up and leave me alone." So I don't know. I just want to know what's going on. I know I'm anxious, and I know I don't have any patience. So I just want to know what's going on with me right now.
All right. First of all, you need more exercise.
Okay.
All right. That will help get rid of the anxiety right away. The exercise does not have to be going to the gym. Honey, put on some music and dance your ass off, okay? Do something.
And if you're in
energetic.
a wheelchair, you can do it by your butt, whatever.
That's right.
Okay,
you need to do something. Anxiety can also be excitement with the right mental application, because chemically it's pretty much the same. But while you are feeling it as anxiety, that usually means your heart rate is going up. You're not breathing deeply and slowly. You're not controlling your breath. You're just letting the adrenaline run your system. And that's going to wear you out and make you more irritable. Now it's summer, and summer alone pisses me off. I cannot handle the heat, all right? I get hot.
Okay.
I just want to curl up in an ice cold refrigerator.
Yes.
So right now, I'm going to tell you, you're getting the penguin card. The penguin card is saying take bite-sized steps. Right now, you're not supposed to be launching into any great projects. Right now, you should be just being good to yourself. If you're feeling tired, irritable, depressed, down, get your butt in action. Do something that's just for you. And let yourself feel irritable for a day. It's all right. It's not going to kill you or anybody else unless you pick up a knife. In which case, I'm saying stay away from the sharp things.
Yeah, we don't want you. We don't want you confused and going, "Oh my God, where is my hand going?" No, we don't want that with a knife. But,
You're fine, but you're good. You're doing good, Debbie. Better than you think right now.
Debbie, what I have shows that something that you really invested a lot of passion and care and desire and just thought a whole lot of suddenly doesn't mean crap to you. And it's kind of like what we were telling the person about redesigning old things that don't work anymore. It's kind of like one day you woke up and the rock star poster came off the wall. And whatever it was that was too much frickin' hassle just ended up being too much frickin' hassle. And all of a sudden, you don't know what's wrong with you. It's like, I remember feeling that way a long time ago when I had this drop-dead gorgeous rock star poster on my wall that I could not stop looking at. And one morning I looked at it, and it didn't do anything for me. And I thought, what's wrong with me? I don't know what's wrong with me. It was the fact that I was sick of just paper. I was sick of just a paper dragon, paper tiger. So your reading says to me something that has been a gut-wrenching angel message to you is telling you, girlfriend, move on. Because right now you're sticking with something that's a paper tiger or that's not doing you one frickin' bit of good. So move on and realize your dreams come true are not here with a paper tiger dream. It's going to be with something real. Does that make sense?
Okay. A whole lot.
Good. Who did you have on your wall?
So much. I appreciate it.
She says, who's on your wall?
And
Yes.
who was on your wall, Annie?
Who was on my wall?
Yeah, I had Indiana Jones,
It
okay?
was Mick Jagger. This Mick Jagger. And it was the one where he had the big bulge in his pants.
I liked Indiana Jones with that hat and that whip, honey. Yep. Indiana Jones definitely did it for me.
Yeah,
But,
he was quite the cool guy.
Mm.
Okay. Well, Miss Debbie,
Well,
thank you
so
very
much.
Debbie,
And,
feel good.
All
honey.
right, appreciate it.
Yeah,
Take care.
we have a reading.
Thanks for calling.
We have a reading for Joe. Remember Joe?
Hi, Joe.
Joseph. He's been on my show with me.
Oh, okay.
Times, and he also wrote the music for this show, that the intro music.
Oh,
So
I
Joseph,
love
we're going to do a reading for Joe. So he just says reading, and it has a question. So general reading is what Joseph wants. Do you want me to go first?
Yeah, go ahead while I shuffle.
Now, are you to do that with your tap shoes on, or are you just going to do it with your fingers?
Well, I can do it with my tap shoes in my hand. It's too.
Oh, there. Oh, that was cool.
Cool.
The tap dancing tarot reader. Okay,
Yes.
We're going to go for Joe. And Joe, this is what comes up on Joe. Joe, you are in an imprisoning, self-imposed prison at this particular time, and it shows that you're blindfolding yourself so that you will not look past your boundaries. The star is in your future, which indicates that once you get out of that prison, then the world really opens up. Your reading shows lately that you've been feeling kind of cantankerous and moody and temperamental. And the past shows that you've been feeling especially sensitive and vulnerable. The future shows you as the hermit, needing to break away from something that no longer feels good, from something that makes you feel too vulnerable and too sensitive. And your reading says that you have to fight your desire and urge to be committed and responsible to your imprisoning situation, and realize that the sense of cantankerousness and the sense of feeling moody these days is basically just because you're realizing that your star is somewhere else. And I can tell you most definitely that your star is waiting for you, Joe. But right now, that's what comes through. Adrienne, what do you have?
That's really mind-blowing because of the way my cards came up for him. Okay, Joe, it's interesting that Annie sees you as like maybe you've been giving too much. Where here I got a card that's telling you to lend a hand to somebody that needs it. Now, it might be that you're the person stuck on the bridge, afraid to cross. Actually, that would be me. And the person putting the hand out was my husband, because I was afraid to cross the bridge over our creek. And he used to have to walk me across it every day. And he had to do that for about 15 years because I could not cross that damn bridge. Well, I finally did it, but it took many years to get me over there. But if you are getting tired of being the one putting out your hand to lend the hand to help others, then you need to put out your hand to get help from others. People that tend to be big givers, the ones that are always giving somebody else a hand, also tend to have a problem taking the other half of the equation. For having a good balance, you have to do it as give and take. Otherwise, it's like trying to inhale or exhale without doing the opposite. You can only inhale so much before you have to exhale, and vice versa. So if you have been giving out too much of your energy, then it's time for you to put out your hand and ask for some energy. That being said, I would say that Annie is right. You do have in need of expressing some of your steam. You need to blow off some steam, and you have to find another way to do it, because if you've been blowing off steam but have been doing it in a way that is more habitual or just the old-fashioned way you've always done it, it's not working, or it's not effective as it should be. So you need to find another outlet to release some of this excess energy. You don't want it like boiling back on you if you get depressed or you get angry or just cantankerous, you need to be able to get rid of that energy somewhere and ground it safely so that it doesn't affect other living things. So a swim in a lake, going to the beach, anything, even digging a hole and then filling it back up. Now, in this heat, I'm not recommending anything heavy duty like that. If you're a musician, then maybe, if you always play the piano, then play the drums. If you always play the drum, play the guitar. Do something different to blow off excess energy right now. It'll make you feel more level, more back in control, and more able to see how much of the lending of the hand you should be doing, or maybe you should be the one holding out the hand for additional help. It's never, we have to remember, okay, just ask for help when you need it. You're human. That's how you're built. You can't always be the giver.
And I would say that adding on to that, one last thing, I don't know why, Joseph, but I have that you've been trying really hard to please somebody that has not necessarily been very warm. And it shows this to be a woman. And I don't know if it's a sister or a mother. I don't know who this is. But it seems like it's a matriarchal type figure. And this person is just not necessarily warming up. And it seems as if I would just say, to hell with it. That at this particular point, if you have done all you can to try to change somebody's mind about you, or have reached out to try to help, but have found that it's not working, then maybe what you need to do is just say, okay, stage enter or stage exit. And that's what I have. So
exit, stage left.
Yeah, stage left. So we're going to take Anita from Arizona. We have 4 minutes and 53 seconds.
Let's rock.
And we have 3 more people, so please let's do lightning rod here. So Anita from Arizona. Yeah.
Okay, Anita from Arizona, I'm going to tell you right now that no matter what is going on, if you're going through hell, keep walking. Your card is to keep dancing. I know you can't really see that right, but keeping dancing means no matter what is going on in your life, you have got to look for the good aspects. Dancing in the rain, not bitching about it, the fact that it's raining. Everybody gets rain. Not everybody knows how to dance. Get your tap shoes on, girl. Annie, over to you.
Okay, what I would say is that even if somebody has been not controlling themselves, especially a best friend or perhaps somebody that you're very close to, that you're hanging on to something from your past that they really think that you need to move on from, your reading says go for it. They're right. This has never been a better time to get away from a situation or a person from your past. You know it. You've intuitively been feeling it, Anita. Just do it, okay? And that's what I have. Okay, the next one is Rita from Connecticut.
Okay,
hello, Rita.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello.
What can we do for you?
I'm open to a general, what the guys say for me.
Sure. Okay, what you got, buddy?
Okay, I've got number 1, you need to take a breather and get away from the crowd. There are too many people talking around you and in your head. You can't hear your own spirit with everybody else telling you or suggesting what you do or how to feel. So get away from the crowd. You are not a sheep, honey. You are different. So step away, think your own thoughts. Don't be afraid of being who you are. You're awesome. You just need to get a break. Take a breather away from the people with the dee-dee-dee-dee-dee. How are you, Annie?
I did it. Okay. What I say is quit marrying your depression. There is a sense that you do not have to be depressed. That there is a feeling that if you have had some problems with medicine, or if you have had problems with getting help for depression, perhaps it's time to change your mind and realize that when your spirit feels good again, you'll feel good about life again. but something is telling me that at this particular time that you are either not afraid to take help for depression or refusing to understand that the depression that you've been feeling has a very specific cure, and you just need to spend a little more time addressing that, okay?
Okay, thank you.
Thanks for calling.
Right. And let me see. I think we have one more. We have Anya says from Maine, and we've got 133. Oh, gosh, I don't know. Turning 62 in September. Relate.
Give more. Give more of your time. Give more of your energy. Because it doesn't matter how old you are. You still have something to give. And guess what? Another squirrel needs your nuts.
Anya, I would say that the most important thing to remember is that you're sweet, you're vulnerable, but don't give more than you get back in return. And remember, keep talking to people. Don't let yourself get lonely at 62. Join spiritual groups. Be out there. Don't allow yourself to hole up in some lonely space. Get out there, get out there, get out there. Adrienne, Thank you for joining us. Love you.
Thanks for having me.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye, baby.
See you later.
Bye.
You're listening to Achieve